boys and girls. Good afternoon. I have a story for you today about apples. We're going to start talking about apples because when it's fall, the first day of fall is actually tomorrow. When it's fall, we start talking about apples because it's a great time to go apple picking. So we're going to discuss lots of really neat things about apples and learn about the parts of the apple, colors of apples, even the life cycle, how they grow. So today's story is called Apples for Everyone by Jill Esbaum. Seen any apples lately? Early each year in orchards and backyards, apple trees bloom. So the first thing you see on an apple tree are flowers. It says, drawn by the sweet smell, bees buzz from blossom to blossom. So the bees like to go from flower to flower. See these apple flowers down here? That's the color that they are on the apple trees. As time passes, petals flutter to the grass and fuzzy bumps appear. Slowly, the baby apples grow bigger, turning all shades of red. A glowing green, a cheerful yellow. So like we said, apples can be 3 colors. So they can grow and be red, yellow, or green. But they start out small on the tree after the flower petals fall away. But they grow bigger. It says apples might have golden speckles or snazzy stripes. They might be round as a ball or tall and lumpy bottomed. So apples are usually round, but sometimes they're all a little different, and that's okay. Limbs droop heavy with ripe fruit. So these are apple trees in the apple orchard, and sometimes the apples get so heavy on the tree that they fall right off onto the ground. Some apples thud to the ground and then they rot and they become food for the growing tree. So even if they fall to the ground and you can't eat them, they still have a purpose. At last it's fall and it's harvest time, and fresh apples are everywhere. So harvest time means it's time to pick them. You can find apples at grocery stores, at farmers markets, or even on a roadside stand sometimes. You might even climb a tree with a ladder to pick your own. So you can go apple picking. Your teeth sink into the apple and crunch. And it could be tart or sweet, and the juice might even dribble down your chin as you're eating it. People bob for apples at parties sometimes. They might even dip them into yummy caramel as an ooey gooey treat. Apples may be baked into pies and cinnamon yummy desserts or added to a Thanksgiving meal. Some are cooked into thick applesauce, or they're crushed to make yummy juice. On a chilly night, you might even take a steaming mug of tangy apple cider. So you can even warm up apple cider and drink it nice and warm. Apple trees have been growing in America for hundreds of years, since colonists brought apple seeds to America. When most of America was still unsettled, a pioneer named John Chapman spent his summers hiking through the wilderness, planting apple seeds everywhere he went. His nickname was Johnny Appleseed. An apple's seeds lie inside its core. So inside an apple are more seeds. Cut into an apple clockwise and you'll find the shape of a what? Anybody notice something? It's the shape of a star. Each of the star pockets has 2 or 3 seeds hiding inside of it. Americans eat more apples than any other fruit. There are many flavors to choose from, with names like, there's lots of different types of apples. Here are some of them. There's Fuji apples and Gala, Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, Jonathan, Macintosh, Pink Lady, and Red Delicious, just to name a few. Have you found your favorite? It's a lot of things to choose from. Love at first bite. The end. So that story was just to help us learn a little bit about apples today. There's some pretty neat things. One of them is that when you cut the apple open, the seeds are inside what looks like a star, which is pretty neat. You're going to get to work on this today. This is all about the parts of an apple. So you have this part up here, which is a leaf. And then, not all apples, but most apples have a little piece that comes out of them that connects them to the tree. That's called the stem. Then there's a part inside where the seeds are. And then there's the part that you can eat around the seeds. That's called the flesh. And then on the outside is the skin. So down here, it tells you what colors to use to color your apple. And I can't wait to see everyone's coloring later on today. I hope you have a great afternoon, boys and girls.